did a fantastic job with that presentation. We're just all trying to, the era of WhatsApp.
Yeah.
All these people that send in messages and you're trying to take a look at it.
But you see, the numbers are actually changing now.
They are changing.
It's from 1.2 to 1.3.
Wow. Okay, Yvonne, I leave it to your panel.
There is no pleasing Alex Awiti tonight. So, what do you think? I mean, the numbers have been updated, as you're showing us there.
It's still the same question, where are the numbers from? Just show the constituencies, and that's going to make a difference. That's all. I'm not disputing these numbers. It's just, let's know where they're coming from, so we know the map, whether someone is ready at the... for instance, Raila would like to know that his path is closed, that he's not getting 25% in 24 counties. That's important for him to know.
And his supporters as well?
Absolutely. And it's good for Uhuru to know that this is an unassailable lead, knowing how much of the constituencies have been covered and whether there's still potential for an upset by Raila, because the numbers might be coming from predominantly Jubilee stronghold and the NASA strongholds haven't come in. That's important to know.
Okay, important to know. Also important for me to remind you that we're having a conversation at our city center studios as well. Let me just take that cable off the table. Julie Masiga is there with a panel of journos who no doubt have something to say about these new numbers that are coming in. We'll come back here, but Julie, first off to you. So there's been a slight change in the numbers. Are you still waiting with us until morning when we hear from IEBC?
Yes, it's just about 3:15. We're still waiting with you to hear what IEBC has to say, the final word on this. We have also noted that there's about a 1.3 million difference that is being maintained between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, who are now at 6.3 and about 5 million respectively. And while Linda did a good job of her numbers, Gathara still has a problem with the exit poll, which she claims is not indeed an exit poll. He'll tell us more about that. But I think where we should start is with this Form 34A and Form 34B. Gathara, can you give us some insight into what exactly they mean when they reference those two forms?
Okay. Form 34A is a form at the polling station. It gives you the polling station results. Form 34B is a tallying of Form 34As at the constituency level. And that gives you a constituency tally that then is sent to the national level. Now, if you look at the law, in essence, when the Form 34As are sent to both the national level and the constituency level, but the the Court of Appeal, in the decision that it made, it said that the numbers that matter when it comes to tallying up polling station results are not the tallies that are done at the national level. They are the tallies that are done at the constituency level that then come up as these Form 34Bs. Now, we don't have any of those. There is none of those that have gone. So, in essence, the numbers that were being shown on the screen, are legally meaningless. What really matters is when we start getting the Form 34Bs, which are the constituency tallies, because the Constitution says that the election will be run at the constituency level. So essentially, we have 290 constituency races, for the presidency. And it is those results that will be tallied together at the national level and give you a final definitive outcome. The National Tallying Center should not be adding polling station results. So what they are showing you there is a bit unfortunate because it actually tries to circumvent that ruling.
Yes.
And finally, what I would say is, while the numbers are, there's an argument that they can also add up numbers if they want, even though they are not legally binding. While they are meaningless, they are not without effect because they create an impression. And everybody will remember what happened in 2007 and again in 2013 when suddenly you had people with big, huge leads that then disappeared, overnight. This creation of that impression is a problem.
Right.
And I think the IEBC would have been better advised to wait for the constituency tallies.
The 34B.
For the Form 34B, and then tally those.
Okay.
Right. Not do what they're doing now.
All right. And Bassett, do you think that NASA protested a bit too soon, or were they raising an important issue?
I think it's not too soon. I think it was timely. And it is important that the IEBC plays by the book. The Court of Appeal ruled Form 34B, constituency arrows are supposed to send that through to the National Tallying Center. And that, you know, the famous maxim nowadays is the constituency tally is final. And I think they need to play by that. And they need to involve the chief agents for all the parties more intimately, listen to them. At the end of the day, let the declaration that they make be acceptable to all, because it is seen to be transparent, it is seen to be playing by the book, and it is something I think they can and should do, because the constituency arrows know their responsibility, and they should be able to play it, so that we do not have the kind of objections we are having now from the NASA team, and they can cite a section of the law to back them up. Right. It is now incumbent on IEBC as well. They said they will continue to release, and we can see they're continuing to release. Yes. But I think the 34Bs are important because that is what the Court of Appeal ruled as well.
Yes, and also NASA flag bearer there had talked about, I think what he meant was some kind of rigging formula in the machine. And we have been seeing that the gap between him and Uhuru Kenyatta has been about 1.2, 1.3 million votes. Does his allegation hold any water at all, Martin?
Well, if that is how they are perceiving it, it could